Make a U-turn in 1,000 feet. Slight left. Take the next left. Sharp left. Turn right on. Continue on in a quarter mile. At the light in 600 feet. Turn right on. You have reached your destination.
Yup. Okay, today is finally something I've been trying to get to. It doesn't equal... Mute my TV. Does not equal my my interior. Does not equal headliners. Doesn't equal any of the stuff I've started and then had trouble with. And it equals... ta-da! Brand new steering gator. There's the old one. Old one was just fine. But I really fucked up one of the tie rod ends by trying to pry it out with that thing. Here's the old one. If somebody wants it, I'll give it to you. I'm not going to use it again, I don't think. And again, here's the new one. It's a right-hand drive, and this is what I've been trying to do for a while. I just hadn't gotten to it. I was going to do this to my Roadster, but I didn't finish off the job. And this has been in my my attic for quite some time. I've got the front end clip tied there for just a couple of smaller bolts, no big deal. So I can kind of get a lay of the land of sway bar. So the sway bar needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but there we go. It's gonna go something like this. I'm going to pause so I can situate something. Anyhow, so there's the sway bar, right? I'm going to clean it up here at the elbow and there at the elbow so it looks pretty. I've got a bushing for it, of course. I'll be damned if I can find the mount piece that keeps the bushing from flying around. I want you to notice this little divot right there. I luckily have this, and I did not have to perform, I thought that I have to perform the surgery off of Barney's thing. You will then draw or drill 2 holes and blah, 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 etc., etc. Like I say, once the bushing is put on and the mounting piece is put on, that thing's going nowhere. It'll go side to side a little bit, but, not up and down. I want to show you some of the pieces that I had to buy. First one is this and this pan. It's made of stouter stuff. The A-arm spring pan. Okay. This is the old one. You can see this hole and this hole are the normal mount things for the spring to hold in there. On the new ones, a little bit different. Pause again. So instead of 4 smaller mounts, one of the mounts is the actual link itself, right? I may have gotten bushings with these things here. I'll be goddamned if I can find them. Okay, pause again. What this does is replace this entire piece. So, quite frankly, the easiest way to do this is to undo the link pin here at the bottom, pull the entire thing out, and let it hang down. Undo, 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 and replace with this. And again, as I was saying, there you go, see that? As I was saying, this mount hole right here corresponds to this. This is out entirely and is replaced with this very beefy piece that is more or less this, which of course mounts up to the sway bar itself, and Bob's your uncle. I have ordered the tie rod ends, so those will be next. In a few minutes I'll press the bushings in, and I think I'll be done for that portion of tonight. Because I gotta take a shower, frankly, and take the missus to dinner. So I'll get to this tomorrow. I might even take some action shots because I wouldn't say it's entertaining, especially not me when I'm trying to work hard, but you know, I had Greg here for a while. He was assisting, and that was very, very helpful. And it's not exactly one-person job, but you know, there we go. So in the next one, I'll take off the tire, take off the wheel, undo that pin, let the entire thing drop down, and that's it. All right, there's Gregory, and what we're doing. So as we jack up and compress the spring without an engine to hold the frame down, we're finding that the whole thing lifts up, and we aren't able to compress the spring well enough to put the last pin in. So
this is Chris's idea.
This is my idea. So as you can see, we
my
have a 2x4 that goes up to the steel beam in my house, in the garage, to prevent the frame from going up, and therefore we're about maybe half a bolt's width, length, or what the hell it is, away from getting the final bolt. Where is that bolt, Greg?
It's right over there somewhere.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know where it is now.
Oh, it's on the bench.
Okay. Ah,
Yeah.
We put it on the bench?
Yeah, it's right here.
Ah.
It goes
It's
in
gonna go through here,
that way.
through the frame, into the...
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to stop and hopefully not kill me anyway. Okay, Pop. So I'm not sure if we did this.
I hate it when you're right.
Why? Why? Why, Dad? Why? Could it be because it's in?
It is. It's in the hole.
Screw you, Chris.
I hate you.
Do you really? Do you regret my birth, Dad?
I do. Many, many different ways. I hope you trip and fall back.
We have been literally dicking with this for 2 hours now.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
And we've used ratchet straps that didn't work. We tried to use a big-ass D-clamp next to over there, and that would have worked, but it kept slipping. And so... Yep.
Put your wheel on and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it one more time. You're a goddamn genius, Gump.
Goddamn genius.
All right, so the front clip is on and secured, and I zorched off the guide for the cold start, remote start, hand start. That's there, and I've done some de-rustification of the bar itself. I'm going to then treat all these pits and things with de-rustification stuff. I've got a ton of that stuff. I'll let it sit for a while, and we're going to go out and see if we can find replacement bushings. They don't actually look that bad. The old man says they look bad, but I disagree with him.
It's your car.
I think it dropped me on my head when I was a kid. Okay, and here is the last thing I'll be doing. When I bought the kit from Scarborough Fair, it came with everything I needed, really. The entire hardware and etc., as well as the mounts that go over these things. And I'll be goddamned if I can find them. These are the bushings that go over the sway bar. I got it hung up to kind of dry out. I put a bunch of de-rustification stuff. Probably not the best place to put it. I'm going to pause. Oh, Larshu blows. And you can see that, you know, this dull silver, maybe you can't see it, but the dull silver here is the color of the zinc that really just goes on there. So anyway, those bushings, I'll show you. They don't go over the ends and get wedged up because they're going to go right about in here. What you have to do is you split it down the middle. So you can open this thing up and then place it over the bar, and that's that. So it sounds a little counterintuitive. I get it. I got that from Barney's site and a lot of discussion on the MG forum. I'll do it for both sides. And then once I'm done, where did I put all that stuff? Pause again. Okay, there we go. I bought number 8 bolts. And it goes right through. Goes right through. Reasonably tight. And that's that. Number 8 bolts, you can tell by the color. Anyway, I'll pause. I'll get to fabricating the mount that provides the up and down support. Again, goes from that bolt to that bolt, curved around the bushing. And that's that. I kind of forgot to tell you. I've cut out a piece of 1 1/4 stock from the metal I've got. I'll clean this up, make it look pretty. And then using one of my, I think, sockets, I will use it as a template to pound out the radius that I need, and then drill, etc., etc. So there we go. Okay, this is my methodology. I am, as you can see, using a socket to bend this stuff, and then my big ass hammer, because this is, I could probably do it by hand. Hold on. Yep, it's not tough. Okay. And then I'll drill holes for the mount and then paint it, and that's that. Yep. I am pretty pleased with this methodology. And there it is. Okay, so I've made one of them. I need to make another one. It's not bad. Actually, I'm pretty proud of this. I want to point out, just for the record, that I did receive the mounts from Scarborough Fair. I just can't find them. So this is not a matter of it didn't come with a kit. It came. I just can't find the goddamn thing. So given my garage, I'm not too awfully surprised, but I don't know where the hell I put it. So I'm sure I'll find it later and maybe swap out the right for the right parts. But there we go. So I'm not too unhappy. I'll paint that and put it in the oven. Let it cure so I can finish off all of this today. Okay, so there are the two pieces, the two frame, whatever the hell I just made. I'm at 210 degrees, and I am ready to use them here in a few minutes, actually, because I've got the bushings on. That's grease. I've greased the shit out of these things. Same one here. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've painted this. Of course you can tell. I don't know if what I'm trying to say is I don't remember if I told you before. I painted this using this. This is my go-to for a lot of what I'm doing. It's this one's flat, and it is good stuff. So I'll show you how this goes. I got a little bit of a divot in that area to fix out. That'll be quick. Here's how it goes roughly. I will adjust in a second. Like so. It goes behind the I need to move the steering rack, of course. It's in the way, but that's how it goes. And with the bushings all put together and the correct bolts and blah blah blah, it's going to be Bob's your uncle. So I'm almost done. I'm going to spray paint that so I don't have any bare metal, and I'll be done here in a little while. In just a few minutes, actually. Okay, so here's the old rack. It's in good condition. It works, and everything's fine, except for the piece of rubber that I'd mangled over there. Yeah. And I suppose I could probably reuse these suckers. I didn't. I paid $30 for a pair from Moss, so here we go. When taking these things off, you will back off this nut here. Is that a nut? I think so. Yeah. I remember it being a nut on my Roadster. Anyway, you'll back this nut off so it's loose, and then you will unscrew the tie rod end, and you will count the numbers of revolutions that you take it off, because that's how many you screw it back on to the new one. So when I get the new ones, I will screw it. I will do that. So I think it was 16 and a couple of 16 and a half, 16 and a quarter from doing my Roadster, but that was years and years ago. So now with that stated, I am done. Tighten down with number 8 bolts. Tighten down with number 8 bolts. Tighten down and with some touch-up paint on the silver, now black bolts. There and there. And here and here. That's how it looks. And again, once I get the new tie rod ends, they're going to screw onto here and then go into there, and that's it. The job is actually pretty simple to do. I'll probably take the wheel off to make it easy on myself. I don't necessarily have to, but yeah, all in all, with trial and error and all kinds of, did I do it right or not, I have got about 10 hours into this job. Knowing what I know now and remembering what I did with my Roadster, I probably could have done it all in about 3. Because I did things the hard way at first and then had to redo and then do it a third time, and you know how it goes. So my last question to myself is, do I need to cover that with some sort of a rubber cap? And the same thing on that one below. I don't know. So if you know the answer, by all means reach out and let me know. I've got the front rack back on. I've got everything, the front, the cross piece, I don't know what the fuck's called, is back on. And everything is ready to go. So, yeah, JP is slowly come together. What I'll put up in a different video and probably later on is my work on the headliner. I've started it, and some other stuff. So you'll at some point see that once I'm done. Yeah. So, well, there we go. I'm going to post this. I'm going to put it together and then post it and then call it a day. And, yeah, there we go. Rather.